it's Mobb Guppy. We're the Guppies, the Mob. Scotty Aquati's already in the house. Thank you very much for the big thumbs up. As you guys are popping in, I won't be here for the entire hour, sadly. We have a work project going on, and I'm taking a lunch break. So I came home. I've got Maggie's here. She's chewing on some bone stuff, and she's hanging out. Life's good. It's life is good all the way around. So I hope you guys and gals are doing great. So sorry I missed you last week. I had a great trip to Chicago. It was my early celebration of my birthday, which is at the end of this month, October 29th. And so I got to see my siblings, which was fantastic. And but I missed out on you guys. A couple of days with the fish and with Maggie. Maggie had to go to where I send her for daycare. So there you go. And I realize I have to. I have something coming up that I have to actually put Maggie in daycare for. So I'm going to book that right now. And yeah, it's let's see, what else do I have? Yeah, just been fish are great. Everything is good. Is really, really good. And so that's nice. That's nice indeed. I get to go and do, yeah, let's see here. So watching a Doug Gray video that he put out, which was strong. And so that's that was good. And so yeah. And so that is the deal. That is the deal all the way around. What's going on in your fish room? Anything exciting? I've got I hit the wrong button. Got it down. So the holidays are coming up. I don't know what you guys have going on. Last couple of Thanksgivings, I've gone up to Chicago. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not this year. It's well, number one, I haven't been invited. Number two, I'm even though it's at my sister's place, I don't know if they're in town. They haven't told me. So yeah, it's but I like going up to spend the weekend with them and doing all of that. So yeah. Doing laundry. I got some towels in the dryer. Yeah, it's I have to set up. I had one of my brine shrimp hatcheries died. So I ordered one. It arrived, and I've got to set it up later on today, so it's ready to get going and rocking and rolling. Got to get yeah. I've got to get prepped to do water changes. I've got to fill stuff up, my reservoirs, and let the water age. Here's what I did, by the way, for those of you who are, is that, I go through, and so today I had to be at the office to get caught up on work for a long time. Rita, good morning. Get caught up in a little work. I swear to you, you're gone for just a couple of days. And this week, if Scotty doesn't reply right away, Rita, he's a lurking. So this week I had meetings every day. And even though I was not gone that long, uh, even though I was not gone that long, I had the wonders of, yeah, there's Scotty helping out. Stop the lurking to say hi to Rita. Life's good. Um, so I got the infamous, uh, I just got, to get caught up and stuff like that. And I had these meetings that went on, and I know all of us at work, you get caught up in meeting stuff, and that's fine. That's good. It wasn't like they were bad meetings, but they just sometime, and they're all stuff we had to do. Uh, yeah, they ended up, uh, they end up taking up your productivity time, and your work still has to get done. Your work still needs to get done. So there you go. And so yeah, so getting that done is good. Which is good. That's positive. And of which I'm always happy to do that. But it's just like I've got to get work done. I've got to get work done. So tomorrow I will go in the morning for a bit just to get stuff done. Just to get stuff done. And I've got stuff to do with the house. I've got to do stuff with the fish, with the dog, with the whole deal. And that is, that's part of the fun of what's going on. And let's see here. The cats have been sitting at Maggie. Now, let you move the camera. You move the camera. Come on up. Come on up so everybody can see. Oh, let's see if I can get her. There you go. There you go. Are you a good girl? Let's see here. Yeah. Come on. Come on up. Oh. Maggie, come on up. Sit down. So there you go. Oh, here we go. Come on. You want to come on? Oh. Here's Maggie, everybody. Fish family, how are you? Yeah, good girl. And Maggie settled down a lot. She's 2 now. Hey, Maggie, sit. Hey. Sit. Hey, you want to be petted? All right. I gave her one of my little deals I do with her. What? Hey, where's your ball? Sorry, gang. She wants to play. Where's your ball? Go get it. So there you go. Duck Ray. Yeah, I went to see the Barbie movie. That's right. With 2 of my male coworkers. And as the movie kept going, we kept separating further and further apart. There was one guy on the end, one guy in the middle, and me on the other end. It's good times. Good times going on. Yeah, it's and by the way, do I regret seeing the Barbie movie? You know what I regret? We did it as sort of as a thing to tease each other over that we went to go do it. Um, Here's what I regret. There was some guy who I'm sure his girlfriend dressed him up like Ken while she was dressed like Barbie. And they were meeting one of her friends and her boyfriend or husband that was doing the same thing. And yeah, that was kind of bad. Yeah, it was. I looked at this, I was just going, "Wow." By the way, Doug, I made mention you put out a video. Uh, in probably the last 12 hours, right? Showing a lot of your crosses. Looks great. A lot those purple, the purple Moscow cross thing that you put together was pretty interesting. Um, and by the way, gang, I will not be here for the full hour. We have another work thing going on. I brought it up at the beginning. We have a work event with one of our big clients, and so I was just not going to stay away from you for 2 weeks in a row. You mean more to me than that, so that's what I did. I just said, "Hey, I'm going to go and spend time with you guys." That's what I want. And Petroman 1185. Are you in Florida already, or are you still making your way down from Jersey to Florida? Fish and Outdoors with Lando. Lando, how are you? Not yet in the spring. I'll tell you what, it is. The interest rates on homes and cars, it's slowing things down a little bit. I have a buddy of mine who just got transferred, and his company has sort of a nice little compensation package to move to a new place. Well, that's great, and he's getting a little bit more money, but it's basically a wash because of the interest rates on the mortgage. So he's moving from one place to another. The real estate where he's going is a little more expensive, but the deal is, uh, is that he's going to be going from about a 4% interest rate to about an 8%. Not fun. And so that has a lot to do with stuff. So, yeah, and this buddy of mine loves his company, and he's just going to do what the company wants. And but still, it's like I said, dude, you're like losing money in the deal. And he goes, yeah, short term, yes, long term, be fine. All right. It's going on from there. What's up, Maggie? Sit. She's looking at me like this. What? Where's your ball? I may have to actually set her up put her in her kennel for a few minutes. Let me get her ball. Let's see if that helps. Now let me see another thing that's going on here. We have the neighbors, Hampton, the kitties, Hampton and Kelly, They occasionally like to sleep in my hedge. Sit. We'll see if she wants to fetch it. So, all right. All right. Not the best fetching job you've ever done, but usually she gets it to me. This time she didn't. Yeah. All right. Come on. Hand it to me. I got the one without the squeaker. So there you go. Let's see, I've been working on, I just have to finish getting some fish stuff done around the house now that I'm home for the weekend and go from there. Melvin, what's up, buddy? Maggie, sit. Good girl. Now I was trying to throw this so she would catch it in her mouth, sort of like a Justin Jefferson sort of deal. And what? Come here. Come here. Hey, come here. Yeah. Okay. I've got her laying down, rubbing her chest. She's gnawing on my, hey. Hey. What? Hey, let me hand you this. This is like one of these real hard rawhide bones. Down through there. So, Melvin, what's going on with the ladies in the Philippines? Give us a. Okay. I'm going to set her up because she's being a little bit. Come on, time to kennel up. Kennel up. All right, kennel up. Come on. All right. Sorry, gang. Sorry, gang. So there we go. Yeah, do you know what? Like the best thing that you can do is never attach your credit card. Thank you, Fish Fam Link. Never, ever attach your credit card to your ALEXA. Ever, ever. It's a bad idea. Yep, Doug, they're looking for a husband. It's you. My let's see what else is up. I have been the fish are great. I need to order more baby brine shrimp eggs. I got some during the summer when it was really hot. I picked the right thing, but I didn't get a lot. Now that temperatures have dropped, I'll get stuff for the rest of the winter and make sure I order well into the morning and get that all in place and get those in place because there you go. That's one of the most important things. My yeah, cancer's not good. Cancer is not a good thing whatsoever. I just found out that a buddy of mine that, I'd fallen out of being close to had gotten cancer. Not fun. It's cancer's awful, and it's just and it makes no rhyme or reason. It's it just doesn't. And there are people who like my great uncle Gil smoked 2 packs a day from World War One until his untimely death at 87. And no, it wasn't cancer. I'm sure smoking shortened his life a little bit. But 7 years, 87 years, that's a heck of a run thing. Heck of a long deal. But yeah, cancer goes in, it attacks indiscriminately. What's the worst is when children come down with cancer. It's awful. Just awful. And that's one of the things I think that we as, that you keep, and you try to remember. It's just our hobbies and our own stuff going from there. But I did something today. This morning, and this is probably a gentleman of my age and maybe a little bit older. How many of you guys had stamp collections? And when you were kids? I had a stamp collection up to when I discovered music. And my extra money I made from allowance and from odd jobs I would do as a kid. I was always enterprising. I was always busy in a paper route, stuff like that. Biggies, Mark. So at about 12, I discovered, you know what? I want to buy cassette tapes of my favorite music. So it went off somewhere, and I didn't pick it up. And at some point, my mom had a friend of hers from church or somewhere who had a son who was about 7 or 8, loved stamps. She said, "Can I give it to them?" Sure. So they had here locally, the Joplin Stamp Club was having a meeting. I walked in there, I'm in my 50s, and I was at least by a decade the youngest person in there. It was a group of folks who were a little bit older. Yep. Sorry, Melvin. Yeah. Generally speaking, if you beat cancer and but it comes back, within like 3-4 years, it's really difficult, even though the treatments are so much better. But still. So I went there and I'm going, wow. But it also goes into organizations and clubs. Fish clubs are having this issue. It's where back in the day, I let my Guppy Club membership just elapse, and I haven't renewed it. As much as I just haven't renewed it, and I probably will. But the deal is, these clubs have become, they've become much more mature, a lot older of people being there. And they have not really been good at recruiting new members. It used to be back in the day, especially before YouTube, if you wanted to learn something about whatever subject, stamp collecting or fish or dogs, or you had to join a club of some sort. That's where you got the inside skinny. You got the inside skinny because you were in that club, you were learning all that information, all that stuff. And these groups, it doesn't matter what kind of group it is. I went and figured, well, I went and stopped by. I saw some place had a Rotary meeting. I'm not a member of any community groups where I live, and my guess is anybody here is a member of like a Lions Club, a Rotary, Kiwanis, whatever group, Toastmasters. If you go to these events, the average person there is really old. They're 70s, maybe 80s. So I went by this meeting and I didn't quite walk in. I just sort of watched it and I'm going, it's, do I want to be hanging out with people my parents' age? No, my parents are no longer with us. But, you have parents that age. That isn't necessarily my friendship group. Those aren't the people that you have things in common, from culture to music to attitudes of life to energy to all that sort of stuff. And not because, well, there are some people who are older who have a lot more, they're a lot younger outlook on life. So I went to the stamp club and I was thinking of some of the fish clubs. I have been an IFGA member. I've reached out to the Gateway Guppy Club, which is the closest one to me, which is in St. Louis. And that's a 5-hour drive. And I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to go out and make that drive and go do it. And I have reached out to them several times. Hey, when do you guys have meetings? And here I am, want to be a part of it. I'll bring some guppies to donate to the club to auction off. I will do, And they go, well, we'll let you know. And I have never heard from them, which is crazy. And, but they're not the only group that does this. Is that we have a lot of groups and a lot of organizations that they become exclusive clubs instead of welcoming people. When you welcome a lot of different people, you're able to go and grow. And you're able to grow the hobby. And the one thing I want to do is grow the fish hobby. And as much as I love Fishtube, Doug Gray, you correct me if I'm wrong. I see videos on, about guppies, and a lot of the information is terrible. Doug Gray is always good. Doug Gray has great information. There are some others that do. Most of the information that's given out is completely wrong. It's not really helpful, and it is an important thing that we go out, and when people go in to enjoy the hobby, especially these clubs that have been doing this a long time, they have great information. When I joined the IFGA, I downloaded everything on their site. So I have everything they offer. I have all the care information. I have all this. Uh, it's you have to go out and get as many people involved with it as humanly possible. And that is, the most important thing. When I lived in Little Rock, I had joined up the Deep South Guppy Club. The problem is where they do their meetings is that I was about 4.5, 5 hours away from Nashville, easily could do it. I'm now 7.5, 8 hours. Well, I can't go do a noon meeting and deal with that. I just can't do that on a Saturday. It just doesn't work. And so you want to be a part of this. Now, a lot of the local fish clubs, I will say this: the Northwest Aquarium Association, Northwest Arkansas Aquarium Club Society, is tremendous. They have meetings. In fact, today they have a meeting, and I cannot attend. It's this afternoon at 4. It's about an hour away, but I have work commitments, as I made mention. And that is a real deal that you have to go do. And my goal is hopefully I can go in November. The unfortunate thing is that I have to sort of time it out because I don't like leaving my dog at home alone in her crate for more than 4.5, 5 hours. So you go 1 hour drive down there, you go do it, and then if they want to go out and eat afterwards, you really can't do that. You just have to leave and go. That's but that's more of me than anything else. And I probably should search to see if they have a place where I can put Maggie in Rogers, Arkansas, and where they do the meeting. And find out, and maybe they do have one that makes sense. And well, here's one. And yeah, maybe I can find one out that's easy for me and bring her with me. Nope, they don't. Doesn't quite work. Which is too bad. But you go out and you do those things and you try to go and be nice to find one that's open till found one. Camp Bow Wow. They're open till 7. Okay, I could probably do that. Okay, nice to know. See, I'm glad I'm here with you guys. Glad I'm here with you all the way around. This time I get Pure Life water. That's the variety I have right now. How many of you, by the way, drink bottled water? How many of you do that? Here's why I do it. Joplin, Missouri was a mining town, and it mined for 2 different substances, very important for World War II and World War I. One of the items was zinc. The other was lead. Yeah, so lead. So that's why you drink bottled water. even though I know that the water tests with no lead, it's obviously or within quote unquote parameters. Yeah, I'm more than happy to go and do that. So, all right, gang, I have to run because I have to go on to back to my work thing. Thank you guys so much, and we'll be back like normal next week. Talk to you later.